How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to my channel. So tonight I want to do my monthly haul video. As you know, we're very close to New Year's Day now. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy a whole lot of other movies, between now and the end of the year. So might as well do the video now. And I have 9 titles I want to talk about tonight. Most of these are new. There's a few used titles in here, but I got some really good ones here, I think. Starting things off here, this first one actually was released like last week. But it's a classic movie that I've loved most of my life. Released in 1979. It's The Warriors. This is from Walter Hill. Has some great cast in it. Michael Beck, James Remar, has a David Patrick Kelly. If you've ever seen Twin Peaks and Dreamscape and all these great movies that he's been in over the years, I think he's an outstanding actor. He plays like the villain in the movie. It's about this New York street gang and all the trouble they kind of get into in New York City, and so great movie. This a lot of people bought this recently on 4K. They have it on Blu-ray and 4K. It looks great in this format. This is the first time for the longest time I've wanted to get the theatrical version. And before it was just I only had it on DVD before, and obviously when they released it on Blu-ray, it was only like the director's cut, which has all this. This comes with a director's cut as well, but that's the one where they added like the cartoon strips and has the Walter Hill actually does a narration before the movie starts. It's really strange. I don't really dislike that version, but it was so much better to watch it on the theatrical version finally, in the highest definition possible. So I'm really excited about this one, and I loved watching it last Friday. So I recommend everybody check this out. If you've ever seen The Warriors, definitely upgrade it to this format. It's from Arrow Video, so really great. So the second one, I'm not numbering any of these because it seems like when I put numbers next to them, it kind of seems like I'm ranking them. Let me know in the comments if you like it when I put a number next to the titles. Obviously, I do that with Criterion videos, just when I put the spine number in. But for the most part, it kind of misleads people and it makes them think I'm ranking the videos, which I do a lot of ranking videos on my channel, so that's probably why a lot of people might think that. So tonight I'm just going to put the movie posters up over here, and just kind of so you can see what I'm looking at, just in case the lights are kind of taking out some of the poster or whatever. You can't really see it very well as I'm holding it up. But the second one here is one I saw it like twice in the theater. It's released this year in 2023, but the movie is Dumb Money. And this one, this is a comedy. They actually added the GameStop story to the bottom here because I think a lot of people didn't know that when it was in the theater that it's basically about the GameStop. How they basically beat Wall Street basically at their own game kind of thing. But I love this movie. It's directed by Craig Gillespie. Has Paul Dano, or Dano. A lot of people really like his work. He's great as the main character. Keith Gill. It's based on a true story. Has Seth Rogen. I'm not going to name the whole cast, but those are the two like main guys in the movie. That have quite a few lines in the movie, but I think it's funny. Has a lot of Keith Gill was like in his late 30s, and a lot of the cast are like younger people and college, and it's just that whole kind of wild scene that some people may not like that, and there's a lot of F-bombs in the movie too. So I was thinking, I thought maybe the movie should have gotten like a Golden Globe nomination, but after watching all the bad language and everything in the movie, I kind of see why they didn't. I think this movie was really overlooked. It didn't do extremely well at the box office. It has like a 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's something that I think a lot of people would like, but you have to kind of be a little bit open-minded with some of the humor and some of the topics and kind of stuff like that. But that stuff doesn't bother me at all. And I remember seeing the GameStop documentary I think a couple years ago, and so I knew a lot about it. But I think a lot of people aren't really familiar how GameStop was about to basically go under, and then Keith Gill was like the one that had this movement where he wanted to save GameStop, and that's Paul Dano is playing that main character. I think it's really interesting, but I think a lot of people missed out on it in the theater. But I think it's worth checking out on physical media or streaming or whatever you want to do. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. So the third movie was actually one I saw it in the theater way back when, and I bought this actually at Goodwill for like $3. And this is from 2012, and the movie is Argo. I've heard a lot of people over the years kind of trash this movie a little bit. I think it was Best Picture. It was directed and starring Ben Affleck. It has a great cast in it. It has Alan Arkin, the late Alan Arkin, has a John Goodman, has a Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. And I enjoy this movie a lot. It's based on a true story. It was about 2 hours long. It has a ton of special features on this. So I was glad when I saw it. This is like the only thing I bought at Goodwill that day. And I don't buy a ton of stuff at Goodwill because usually I don't find a lot of stuff that I really want. And they sell a lot of DVDs and stuff that movies I already own or movies that I'm not really interested in buying. But when I saw this on Blu-ray, I thought I better pick it up. So yeah, I enjoy this one a lot. Like I said, from 2012. So the fourth one here is actually one I just bought it at Half Price Books just yesterday. This is from 2013. It's one I've only seen once before, but it's actually still in the wrapping. So it was going for a better price, much better price than it is on Amazon. But the movie is Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix. Like I said, I've only seen it once. It's directed by Spike Jonze. I remember when I saw it the first time, I enjoyed it. So hopefully I can get a little bit more out of it the second time I watch it here. And so let me know in the comments if you like Her. This one I've heard people say over the years they really like it. And Joaquin Phoenix is really great, and just like he has been in several movies. But so I can't wait to watch this one, unwrap it, and finally watch it again. So this next one I bought brand new. It's actually from I think from Amazon. This is one that's really popular, but it's the most unique from this franchise, and it's a fan favorite. But the movie is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. This is from 1982. It's directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, and it's starring Tom Atkins. He's such a legend, in the 80s. He did so many great movies from that time period. But yeah, this, like I said, this one does not star the main guy that's in all the Halloween movies, and that's part of the reason why people like it so much. It has some kind of disturbing things in it that kind of bothered me for a number of years. I used to have this on DVD, but I'm really glad to buy this again. It has a lot of special features that are really great. I loved revisiting this one, and now for me, I don't know if it's my favorite. I think the original Halloween is my favorite, but it's like the top three, for the Halloween movies. So yeah, this one, Halloween 3 for sure. So the sixth title is actually one I have not seen in a long time. And it's actually directed by Walter Hill, the same guy that did The Warriors. But it's from 1984, and it's one I'd love to watch again. But the movie is Streets of Fire. This one, like I said, it's going to be 40 years old next year. I cannot believe that. It's just, I can't wait to watch it again. Just kind of revisit it. I'm sure it's going to be pure nostalgia for me. But it's this one is like I said, directed by Walter Hill. It has Michael Paré, has Diane Lane, has the great Willem Dafoe, whom I saw just this past weekend. I saw Poor Things. And I thought he was really great in that movie. It's a really bizarre movie. I loved it. It's some people might be caught off guard by it in a lot of ways, but I love that movie. I can't wait to watch Willem Dafoe, like one of his earliest roles. I think I think he was in Platoon as well. So I think that was a couple years after this one, 2 or 3 years after. So it might be one of his earliest films, and so can't wait to revisit this one for sure. So the seventh title is actually one that I used to own on Blu-ray, and I got rid of it because I kind of got upset with this director, Alexander Payne. But then after I saw The Holdovers, I thought I got to buy this again because I always liked this movie, and I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it before. But the movie is Nebraska. This one, like I said, Alexander Payne. It's from 2013. Starring Bruce Dern. He's really great, and it has Will Forte from Saturday Night Live. It has Bob Odenkirk, whom at this time he wasn't really a huge star yet because I think Breaking Bad was still kind of new at that time, and it was before Better Call Saul. So everybody knows who Bob Odenkirk is now, but he started off on like SNL as a writer, and then did stuff on the like Ben Stiller's show. He was a writer and star that show. So and it has some great stars in it too. But it does those are three probably best known actors in the movie. Will Forte is really great. They both play Bruce Dern's sons in the movie. It's in black and white. I don't know. Like I said, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it the first time because it's kind of a slow film. It has Stacy Keach is in it as well. But when I watched it again, I thought, wow, I'm glad I bought this again because I got it for like $4 at Disc Replay. So I was really glad to pick this one up again. So this eighth title is actually kind of interesting because it's one I'd never seen before. I bought it used. I think I got it at Disc Replay as well. It's one I think a lot of people like this movie, and it's one that's kind of growing on me in a lot of ways. And you have to let me know what you think of it. But the movie is Snowpiercer, starring Chris Evans, obviously Captain America. It has Tilda Swinton's in it. It's directed by Bong Joon-ho, the guy that did Parasite, well-known director. It's all in English. It has Ed Harris is in it. It's kind of interesting. It all takes place. Most of it takes place on a train. Like I said, I watched it twice. Once with the commentary and just watching it the first time, and then watching it with commentary. So it's kind of a grower. I think for some people that watched it 10 years ago, it was something that they've had a chance to grow, let the movie grow with them. It didn't do extremely well at I think it did okay with critics. I think it's like 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. So let me know in the comments what you think of Snowpiercer, because I think it spawned like a TV show, I believe. So I think it's something that I think it's going to grow with me, and I've got to watch it again and kind of because I liked it the first 2 times I saw it. It's just it maybe didn't live up to quite the hype that I've heard about it, but still I like the movie, and like I said, I'm going to watch it again and let it keep growing on me. So so here we go. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. So this ninth and final title here is one that's kind of polarizing. Obviously, I love the main character in this franchise, and it's one I saw. I think I saw this the day of the July Barnes & Noble Criterion sale, and it was maybe a little bit disappointing, but I still liked it though. It's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This is on 4K. It has a digital code, so I think this one I want to watch it again. There's a lot of CGI in this movie. I liked it more than Crystal Skull, to be honest. And some people say they think it's their least favorite in the franchise. It's Harrison Ford. It's such a legend. Somebody I've grown up with. The Han Solo and Indiana Jones. Just the rest of the movies on the franchise. So he's a legend to me. So I thought I definitely have to buy this. But I've kind of gotten out of that habit of just buying movies just from a franchise, just because I own everything else from the franchise. Because I've actually gotten rid of a lot of stuff that I had like in franchises before. I just kept like the first 1 or 2 movies from the franchise that I really loved, instead of just keep buying the ones that I don't like and just have them just sit on my shelf, and just because it's part of the franchise, and I feel like I have to be a completist and buy everything. So this one's kind of the exception for me, where I just Harrison Ford's such a legend. I live in Indiana, so obviously Indiana Jones. It's a character I've grown up with, and it was with written. Those other movies are written by George Lucas and directed by Steven Spielberg. This one's actually directed by James Mangold. It still has John Williams did the score for this, and I think it's actually the last movie he's ever did a score for. So I can't wait to kind of check out the special features on it. It's still in the wrapping right now. Actually, just received it today from Walmart.com. They just delivered it today, so I hope the special features are good. Maybe it hopefully has some reference to John Williams in it, because he's such a legend. Guy I've grown up with most of my life is John Williams. It's so great. But this one, Lucas and Spielberg were actually just executive producers in this one, so Lucas didn't do any of the writing for it. So, but I'm gonna check it out again, and like I said, this is like one of the few franchise movies that I still had to buy just because I love this character, and Harrison Ford is such a legend. So, but yeah, let me know what you think of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I know a lot of people didn't like it, so but like I said, I still had to buy it. So thanks for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. It's great. I'm almost at 500 subs now, which I can't believe that. Just unbelievable. It'd be great if I got to 500 before New Year's Day. That'd be great. But even if I don't, I really appreciate everybody that supported my channel and been so nice to me on in the comments. Please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. Please put a thumbs up on this video as well. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps my channel continue to grow, and it's so fun to kind of succeed on YouTube and just have a lot of meet new friends, and everything's so great. So that's all I have tonight, and have a great one. Thank you.